hear about what's going on with Steam right now?
No.
I think that they're adding in like extra layer of protection for consumers. Like, don't quote me on this, but I heard that like if a game is like, real scammy and they're just, it's clear that the game doesn't have a lot of meat to it. It's just trying to extend that gameplay out so it just misses like the Steam refund limit. I don't know. I heard something like that. Let me see if I can't find the article I was listening to. Refunds on titles purchased prior to release date section, which adds an official advanced label and essentially applies Valve's normal 2-hour limit to these games. Advanced access refers to games that can be played ahead of their official launch. When you purchase a title on Steam prior to the release date, the 2-hour playtime limit for refunds will apply, except for beta testing, but the 14-day period for refunds will not start until the release date.
Interesting.
Okay.
Why? Okay. So, does that how does that affect like early access games? Because I guess because they're not out.
I guess so.
Does that incentivize early access or not? I would think so. I think it wouldn't change the thing, but you never know.
I mean, I guess it would incentivize like having something less buggy in early access, I guess.
I guess.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't think it really changes a whole lot. It just, I guess, gives gamers the more ability to whether or not they want to refund a game if it's in early access, I guess. Maybe it's like incentivize people to not stay in early access for years on end.
That would definitely be a plus.
That's just my only thought process there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at like a game like Ark or something. Oh, didn't Ark I know Ark eventually came out in for 1.0, but it's like weren't they still in early access and then they tried to have paid DLC with it and then they went, oh yeah, we're still in early access. Oh man.
Yeah, they were like in early access for over a decade.
What was the game that was like in like early access? Was it like DayZ or was it like wasn't it like 7 Days to Die or some shit? Like
I don't think 7 Days to Die, no. I think it was probably either DayZ or I don't know, dude. Ark was fucking garbo. That game was in early access for far longer than it needed. Well, it needed to be in early access because it was.
It's truly crazy to me that it got a sequel.
Is the sequel even out yet?
I don't know. Probably Ark 2. Isn't that, I think I remember seeing that on Steam a while ago.
I've heard nothing about that.
I haven't heard anything about Ark, so. Oh, never mind. You can wishlist it on Steam right now, but it's not released. There also is no planned release date. Which
that's a good sign.
Which reminds me, I was like, didn't we see like trailers for this like years ago? Yeah, because I remember seeing fucking Vin Diesel on like a fucking T-Rex, and we were just like, oh my god, it's Vin Diesel on T-Rex. This is prime meme ability.
Like what during the unveiling of the Xbox Series X, I think they were putting out like cinematic trailers for it, and then there's just been nothing, just like silence since then. Are there even any like screenshots for Ark 2 out there?
Nothing that isn't from the trailer.
You want to take bets on whether or not this is just dead in the water?
If Ark 2 is dead in the water?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably not, but who knows at this point.
I have to believe it. We would have heard something about it, right, in the last 5-6 years.
When was it announced? Ark 2 release date? Oh well, considering it was supposed to, Ark 2 is set its sights on a release of at the end of 2024. Well, it's December 3rd of 2024. I don't think that's happening. When was the
first cinematic trailer? Was 3 years ago.
That's right. Yeah, it was 2022. Yeah. No, like I just oftentimes when I see like games like that, I'm like, I think are sandbox games like still like desired basically? Like, do people really like still enjoy like sandbox games? Like, I know there's a few out there that it still exists, but like,
I mean, the bubble has burst, but obviously we have like successes like Valheim every once in a while, but realistically, no. I don't really think there's much of a. I don't think
I
there's
just
much of
don't think
a
there's much of a demand for
that.
it.
Like
not
back
a
when,
supply problem.
yeah, I think that's kind of what they're struggling with. Like back when Arc 1 came out, I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, it's like Minecraft, but it's not. That's the same reason like the Forest and Sons of the Forest did so well. But
It's true.
now that Bang Bang is kind of come and gone, and I think people would still be interested in Arc 2, but I think it would also have a hard time, trying to move in with current gaming landscape.
Yeah, I kind of just look at it kind of like it's like, oh, everyone saw that Minecraft was blowing up in the, I don't know, like early 2010s basically, and everyone says, oh yeah, we could create a sandbox game that's just as good as Minecraft and it won't look like a blocky mess and stuff like that. And then everyone just like, yeah, this was a lot harder than we thought, and a lot of the games end up flopping. But that's how it always goes with.
I mean, it's just crazy how many people were like, let's just do Minecraft because Minecraft was so easy to make.
I mean, that's just
Clearly,
like every
just rip
game,
that
like
off.
the battle royales, MOBAs, or whatever. It's like everyone tried to be League, everyone tried to be Minecraft, everyone tried to be Fortnite or PUBG or whatever at the start, and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, turns out it's not so easy. It's like sometimes being first to the race does matter, or sometimes being second to the race, because it's still crazy to me that like Fortnite took over when PUBG was so firmly in the lead, but because PUBG was kind of a piece of trash, that Fortnite it didn't really take long or a lot of effort to really overtake it. I don't know. I just remember playing the early days of PUBG and I was like, this is an unoptimized piece of shit, but it's the only thing that's like that's playing, has the gameplay like this. But it's like the instant that everyone else catches on to this is gonna fall off hard, and it did.
Like the minute that Fortnite came along, it's like, oh, we'll just play Fortnite.
Do you remember when they tried to sue for like Epic Games for like the idea of the BR? Was it BR like the BR format or just like, I don't even remember.
It was basically the BR format. They were like, Fortnite is too similar to PUBG, so that's our thing. You can't do that.
Yeah, that really worked out for him.
Yeah, no, that worked out amazingly.
I just remember for that, like, what was it, like 4 to 6 month span or whatever, PUBG was the biggest game in the world, basically. And then everyone else caught up.
Yeah. Then Fortnite happened, then Warzone happened, then Apex Legends happened, and everyone collectively was like, why the hell would we fucking play PUBG anymore?
Yeah. I have no idea if people actually still play PUBG or not. I feel like it definitely does not nearly what it used to have at one point in its lifetime, but like,
oh, I'm curious now.
I'd be curious. I was like, what are the Steam charts for PUBG say?
We are about to find out. Okay, not too bad.
14,000, almost 15 as of 7 minutes ago.
That's a lot better than I thought it was.
It's crazy.
Maybe is it on sale right now? Maybe that has something to do with it.
I mean, did it not go free? I thought it went like free to play for a while there or something like that, or maybe am I?
I mean, that would explain what we're seeing because it's like you look back, just like
yeah, it went free to play, and they did like kind of like the Fortnite style, like doing cosmetics and stuff like that.
Okay, that explains why it has a bigger player base then.
Yeah, if it still had like the $20 or whatever price tag, it's like, yeah, it would not have.
No,
would not have the players it would have by now. I don't know. Just goes to show that I guess everything can have a niche at some point or another.
Speaking of Steam, you pick up anything nice for yourself on the Steam autumn sale or whatever it is?
Not really. I probably should, just because there's a few games that I was like, maybe if I buy them on sale or whatever, it's like Baldur's Gate's off like 20% or whatever. I was like, that one feels like it's probably going to be the best we're going to get for some time.
Yeah.
See Metaphor's 25% off. It's like maybe that'll convince me to get it, but
Suicide Squad is still charging a bit much. It's at about $3.50 right now. You know,
yeah, it's like $3.50 more than they probably should be.
Let's chop it down. You know, Darkest Dungeon, you can get that for $2 right now. I could go down to Quick Trip, grab a candy bar for like $2. Let's chop it down. $1.50, $1.50, and then I'll think about it, and then still decide to buy something else.
Yeah, you know.
God damn, dude. What a depressing saga that game went through, or is going through.
Yeah, we all knew it was gonna happen, right? We all memed it into the ground. Like no one was interested in playing it. No one was excited for it coming out, type thing. And it's just like, what did you expect? What did you expect? Honestly,
I know, but let's look at this from the perspective of somebody that was working on Rockstar. That was like, I got here so I could make Batman video games. I spent the last 5 years of my life working on this, and this is what fucking happened. God damn it.
Well, tell WB to get their shit together.
I mean, I'm pretty sure after season 3 or whatever, they're abandoning this fucking thing. There's no way they keep this thing around for much longer.
Yeah, I believe that.
In terms of getting WB to get their shit together, like, good fucking luck. They've been shooting themselves in the foot consistently for years now.
They really have.
Man, you guys have the easiest moneymaker on the planet by just making basically the exact same Batman game over and over again.
Well, it's like, imagine that they did this for other, DC like heroes as well. Like they did it for a couple others, not just sticking with Batman. Like you could have done it with like other DC heroes as well. You
know what's crazy? They could have done it they did do a thing where it was like, the Nightwing or whatever, and you can play as Robin.
Was it Gotham Knights or something?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That was dog shit too. But
yeah,
here's the thing: they could have even just done like the Suicide Squad. It's the problem that they tried to make it in a live service, always online type of piece of shit. Take all that stuff out. Take all the worthless grinding. Make it a single player, adventure game, open world. You have all these different characters you can play with their own abilities. They could have made something cool out of that. But then they were like, well, no, we want a live service. And it's going to be the Suicide Squad for some reason.
Yeah, because live service makes money. That's why. Yeah, I hope you're making a lot of money off of Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League right now. Do you know what you probably could have made more money off of just by pure sales alone? Another freaking Batman.
Another Batman. Weren't they thinking about making a Wonder Woman game for a while?
I mean, yeah, wasn't there like ideas to make a Wonder Woman game? There was like another the idea of making like a Superman game or something like that.
Man, all the bucket loads of cash you people could have been making, and you put this out instead. I hate it so much. Was the Suicide Squad even ever a really popular franchise? I feel like DC kept trying to make it a thing because they thought it would compete with Guardians of the Galaxy.
They saw the pop. Well, I mean, yes, that there was. They also saw the popularity of Joker and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, everyone loves the Joker. I mean, that's why they made the Joker and the Joker 2, which I still have not seen to this day. Nor does anyone say it's even remotely good. I've literally only heard people talk badly about it, but I don't know. Yeah, but it's just like oh, they made multiple movies off of it. They tried to make the Suicide Squad, then they tried to make to redub, not even redub it, but like
redo it, I guess.
Yeah, like redo it basically, and it's just like, and I guess the second like one was better. I guess. I don't know. I never watched either of them. So I was just like, I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
It just feels like they've been trying to make the Suicide Squad a thing for years and years now. But every single time, they keep falling on their face with it. And they've done it 3 times now.
It's because rather than making things come organically, they just try and force it down your throat and just say, oh, you love this because we know you love this type thing. And it's like, no, that's not how you're supposed to get people to like what you're doing. It's like, if you have a good idea for something or whatever, and it's well written, well shot, and everything like that, and people really like what they're doing, then usually people will also will feel that, and it will work out well. It's what I oftentimes say is why the MCU succeeded so in its early days or whatever, especially with like, you know, Iron Man or whatever. It's like people could like, I don't know, it felt like there was actual love and care put into the movies and stuff like that. There was like people who gave a shit basically, like behind the wheel of it, and they had a plan and a structure for it. You know, obviously, you know, plans tweak a little bit, but they always like knew like, here's where we start, here's where we want to be at this point, and here's the very, very end of it. Like, here's where we wanted it to end.
Yeah.
So, and then now it's just a cash grab, and you know, all the companies just try and get it to it, and Disney's just like, make more Marvel shit. We don't care if it's made by AI or whatever at this point.
Now they're doing what WB does, where it's like, yeah, go and make a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
It's like, can't I just make a movie that I want to make, man? Like, listen, I get that it didn't work out once, but, you know, the Suicide Squad didn't work out the first time you guys tried it either. Can you please give Green Lantern another shot? The one movie they had was so bad, and Green Lantern is such a cool franchise.
It is, yeah.
And it's just been sitting there, and it's like this whole Sony thing again. It's like, you can make really good DC movies. They just don't.
They just don't want it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
Batman. Batman was good.
Batman was good.
Now, do stuff for other superheroes that aren't Batman. That
Batman.
You do for Batman.
Everyone loves Batman. Batman all the time. Batman is the future. Batman everything. Batman this, Batman that, Batman everything. And then we'll make the Batgirl movie and then cancel it because apparently it was so bad that they didn't even want to try and make even a little bit of money off it. Meanwhile, over here, Sony's putting out fucking Madam Web, and you going, how the fuck did you put that out and think that was a good idea?
Have you seen some of the promos for Kraven that have been coming out? Where
it's so bad.
Where they've just been going, listen, guys, I promise it's good. Please, it's not Madam Web. We really tried with this one.
Look, if Morbius doesn't show up and going, it's Morbin time, then it's a bad movie.
No, just skip Kraven. Re-release Morbius again.
Yeah. And while you're at it, just let's put out a director's cut for Madam Web while we're at it, just because everyone loves that movie.
Oh man!
Oh, dude! On Friday night, I was like, I had never watched that movie prior to it. One of my old friends was just like, dude, you want to just watch it? Because we used to do like a bad movie Monday, basically. And he was just like, I haven't watched it. You haven't watched it. Let's just fucking do it. So we were sitting there on Discord, fucking freaking out, going, what the fuck is this piece of shit? It is a load of dog shit. Like, it is unironically the worst movie I have ever seen in my entire life. It is so bad.
Oh my god!
It's like not even close. Like, The Room at least was funny and fun. Madam Web, we thought would be at least a good laugh on occasion. It wasn't funny at all. It was just bad. My favorite part about it was that the villain's words never matched up with his mouth. You could tell it was all ADR'd. and just like you're like, that's not what he said there. What? Oh man, it really stinks because it's like the character of Madam Web in the comics is actually kind of an interesting character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was actually looking forward to that movie for a little while, beve it or not.
I mean, I liked the
Madam
concept
Web
of
is a
doing
cool character.
it. Yeah, I like the concept of doing it, but when they actually put it in practice, it fucking sucked. So, who knows, man? This Craven's just the next line of dog shit turds to come out.
I mean, it's what Sony is. That's what Sony wants to do now. They want their own cinematic universe, but they want it
without Spider-Man.
Just for Spider.
No, without Spider-Man, but it'll be Spider-Man adjacent. Can I say?
Who makes these decisions over there? Who thinks of that and thinks this is a good idea?
Do you know what you should do instead? Because No Way Home, literally, we've talked about this 1,000 fucking times. But call up Tobey Maguire, call up Andrew Garfield, say, hey, we want to greenlight another movies for both the year or whatever. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, they'd both do it in a heartbeat.
They've talked about wanting to do it again. Like, Toby's just like, yeah, I would love to do it again or whatever. It's like Andrew Garfield, I'm pretty sure, has said the same thing. He's like, given the opportunity, I would definitely take it. And it's like Tom Holland is at the point in his career where he can actually just say no to stuff if he doesn't like the idea of it. And so he's just like, yeah, I'll do another Spider-Man film if I think it does justice to the character of Peter Parker or just Spider-Man in general. So just say.
But no, they want to make all these movies. So, are they still gonna do like that super villain team movie that they wanted to do for Spider-Man?
Who knows, man?
Dude, imagine how fucking wild that would be. It's like they get the Kraven from the Kraven the Hunter. They get Morbius.
They get the Vulture from not No Way Home. Homecoming.
The Vulture from Homecoming. They get fucking Venom, I guess.
Venom. They get Tom Hardy's Venom.
Yeah.
And then you have like Kraven, and then
whoever the bad guy was in Madam Web. Who cares?
He died at the end of it. That's all I know. He fucking died on the dumbest way possible.
They'll bring him back.
Yeah, you know what? It's the fucking Spider-Verse, and she can see the future and go back. So it might as well just bring him back. I'll just call him ADR villain because he actually never had a fucking name. I want to point that out. The villain never had a name. He wasn't Spider-Man, but he was doing Spider-Man things. He never shot a web once. There was not a single web shot in the entire Madam Web movie.
I thought it was really hilarious because in all those trailers, they showed off all like those Spider-Man ladies or whatever in like their full costume and outfits.
And that's like, post-credit stuff.
I saw a review that was like, oh yeah, that only
never
shows
happens
up
in
like
the movie.
That is so frustrating. I was like, okay, maybe that happens in like the finale.
Nope.
No, it just doesn't happen ever.
It just doesn't happen.
What the fuck?
Never once is there a single web like there's no one like swinging around from webs or anything like that. There's no one using spider powers other than the guy crawling up on the building or whatever on occasion. That's it. She rides around in a taxi for 90% of the film that she steals at the very beginning of the film, and then go, no one can track it, even though it's a public cab and stuff.
Dude, remember when we were kind of memeing on the Venom movie, like before that movie came out, saying like, oh yeah, this movie is just going to be really shitty the whole way through, and then Venom's not going to really show up until like the very end, like 5 minutes before the credits. That's what Madam Web did, but Worse, yeah. It's like in Venom, for all of the many problems I have with the Venom movie, Venom actually shows up in it.
But at least like they're like
and
fun.
He does stuff.
Like at least, but the thing is, like with the Venom, at least like I only ever watched the first one. At least it was fun. Like there was some cool fight scenes. Like Tom Hardy is an excellent actor or whatever, and he's just generally fun. It's just like some of the best parts of the movie, whereas like when he's just like talking or having like disagreements with Venom or whatever, and he's just like, no, don't eat the bad guys, we don't eat the bad guys type thing. No, I want to eat the bad guys. And I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do that.
Dude, the trailers for the new one look fucking awesome. I kind of want to just, I don't know, maybe I'll throw $1 pass at it. That just sounds fun.
Maybe. I think I'd have to watch the second one to see how they fight Carnage, maybe. Isn't that like Woody Harrelson with like a really bad wig? Isn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Woody Harrelson is a good actor. But he's been in some of the shittiest shit. I swear to God.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Have you ever seen the Now You See Me movies?
I think I watched the first one.
Where they're like bank robbing.
Yeah, they're like bank robbers or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, those movies are terrible.
Yeah, I watched the first one. And I was like, "Is this supposed to be a good movie?" Because I thought it was bad. And then my friend goes like, "No, it's bad." And I'm just like, "Thank God, I'm not the only one who thought that."
Okay, is Jesse Eisenberg a good actor?
I don't know.
Like
I haven't watched Breaking Bad, nor do I haven't seen a majority of the stuff he's in. So I don't know.
Is he in Breaking Bad?
Or who am I thinking? I think God.
I'm thinking quiet, curly-haired Zombieland guy.
Yeah, I still haven't seen a lot of what he's been in. I think, what is it? Wasn't he the guy who plays the Facebook guy? What, Mark Zuckerberg in social what is it?
In Social Network.
Yeah, doesn't he play that?
Was that a good movie?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting.
You see, I feel like he's a good actor, but I've only ever seen his terrible movies.
See, I feel like with him, it's like he has a specific character that he plays, and it's pretty much like all he does. I mean, he does it well. So I guess you could say he's a typecasted character. Like actor, I guess. So it's like if he's in that role, he's going to be pretty good. I feel like just about anything else, maybe not so much. But again, I haven't seen a majority of what he's in. So it's like I saw The Social Network, and I'm pretty sure that's about it. Now you can see me, I guess. I didn't even realize there was a sequel.
Yeah, don't watch the sequel.
I hated the first. I don't care to really watch the second.
I've seen Zombieland, I've seen Now You See Me, and I've seen Batman v Superman, and I've enjoyed him in literally nothing that he's been in. Okay, Art of Self-Defense, I guess. That's okay. Sorry, we got off on a weird tangent.
Yeah, that's all right.
Why are we talking about Jesse Eisenberg? I completely just...
We went from Woody Harrelson to talking about Now You See Me.
You
just brought up that random one. And I was just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm terrible with actor names. So whenever like I say, oh, this person played this character or whatever, then I can usually put the face to the name.
Tom Cruise?
Well, I mean, there's some that are, you generally know. That's one of them. But it's like Jesse Eisenberg. I'm like, who the hell is that again? Oh, yeah, him. Yeah. Okay, there was actually one thing I did want to talk about, though, just real fast. Specifically, that there was like this survey study thingy or whatever done by Medea, I think is what it is. Talking about whether or not people play more video games than they do watching video games or whatever, and obviously depending on the age bracket, you end up watching more things on like YouTube and Twitch, rather than you do playing games or whatever. I think it's like basically like the young adults when you're like out of college or whatever. It's like that's when you see the drop off or whatever. Whereas kids, which it's no surprise because that's when you start losing time because you're actually working and stuff. It's not just school. But the thing that was interesting about it for me is that they talked about how they think that that publishers are losing out a lot of money by sponsoring, streamers playing their game on like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like to try and grow it, and instead what they should be doing is making in-game video like players or whatever, aka like you can watch a person playing the game in the game basically, from the front menu basically, or my favorite part, which we've had many discussions on this prior to, is the idea of having in-game ads, which I'm just like, no. It's like, no. Some games will get away with that because they're just so big, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, but
yeah.
I mean, this has also kind of happened. Wasn't there like a FIFA game or like a Madden game that had like in-game, like there was like you had to watch like an ad before a game would start or whatever, and it was like, I don't know.
Those two, and I think there was a UFC game that did that too.
Yeah. And it's like they both had severe backlashes to the point where they just took them out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
like the developers, I think, at the time tried to make the excuse of, oh, well, it makes the game more realistic because when you watch actual sports, games, you get ads then. It's like, okay, I'm playing a video game, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's like could you imagine just like every time like say you're playing like an NBA 2K whatever game or whatever, it's like like every foul past like the a certain mark or whatever, like they would go to like, oh, here and now we'll continue back from this TV timeout, and then you had to watch 2.5 minutes of ads before you could start playing again. Well, we wanted the authentic experience of watching sports and stuff like that. Fuck you. It's like the authentic experience of watching sports. That's like the worst part of it.
Then they could charge you like a subscription fee. It's like, okay, so if we're going to give you the option of not doing this, but it's going to cost you like
you want to skip ads. You don't want ads or whatever. Here, for an extra $10 a month, you can have ad-free gaming experience. Oh god, that sounds like fucking hell.
$10? What are you smoking?
I'm telling you right now, it probably would happen.
Okay. I'm glad I don't play sports games then.
Oh,
that is fucked.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I don't play many sports games or whatever. It's usually just like MLB The Show, but I haven't bought one of their games in a while.
Mm.
But it's just like, yeah. I would hate, like, imagine you're playing MLB The Show, and then in between every inning it's like you had to wait like a couple minutes before you could start playing the game again or whatever. It's like, oh, there's out number 3. Now we'll come back after these 2.5 minutes of ads for you, so you can start pitching or whatever. Well, it gives you the ability to get up and go to the bathroom in between innings and stuff. Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck do you think the pause button is there for?
Exactly. It's like, what do you think the pause button's there for? So, I don't know. I think it was less about that, but it was like the idea that potentially it's just like that game should move away. Publishers specifically should move away from, things like YouTube and Twitch when it comes to it, because in the end, the ad revenue goes to, YouTube and Twitch rather than, them talking about how, like, publishers' profits are like profits and publishers and developers are profits are down. Good lord, I flubbed that about 4 times. So it's just like, oh, well, if you put this in, if you have like a kind of like a, hey, watch other people play in like say like Call of Duty had like, oh, you could watch, this streamer rather than on Twitch, you could watch it through the game itself.
Why would anyone want to do that, though?
I do not know. That's why I was fucking flabbergasted when I saw that one of the suggested things was that, and I went, what? So I just wanted to make sure that I had this right when I was reading this. It was just like, so yes, they wanted you to so instead they were trying to incentivize people to not stream on Twitch, to not to not make YouTube videos and to rather put them and make like a specific part of the game to watch stuff on the game rather than to play the game itself. Because they find that more people as you get older would rather just watch the game rather than play the game. What? And it's like, look,
why not just make movies at that point? Like,
yeah, that's more what I like. I don't know. It's just like I look at it. I sit here going, just like, part of the reason why I watch, why I think a lot of people watch certain, creators or whatever, it's not specifically for the game they play, but just for the entertainment that they provide, whether it's through that game or not. So to say it's just like, oh yeah, now to watch that person, I would have to buy the game, and it's like, maybe I already have it, maybe I don't. But also it's just like, what if the game is relatively new and you just didn't want to do that type thing? I don't know. It's just a completely out of left field suggestion that I was just like, what is this? Is it like a report? Or I thought this was just like a survey thing, but it's like, and I'm like, huh?
I mean, that's like actually fucking me up. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I simply don't understand.
Yeah, I'm lost.
I don't understand.
I don't know. It was just like talking about how it's like gamers video content behaviors or whatever has just changed as they get older or whatever type thing. They're playing less games because they actually have responsibilities and stuff like that, and and other things. But also it's just like, but then to go is just like, oh, Blizzard and when it comes to like Call of Duty and everything like that could potentially say, hey, let's not advertise our thing to one of the biggest like gaming influencing things of Twitch and like YouTube and stuff like that.
Why? Isn't like a big component of those games like esports?
That's most of the marketing stuff. Usually what happens is that you give the game to streamers or whatever so that they play it, either play it on stream or on YouTube videos, to then play it so that way people can make the decision of whether or not they want to buy it by actually being able to see people play it.
It's such a fucking CEO way of looking at things. It's like, okay, but how can we monetize this? It's like, okay, you can't. You just don't. It's like the one alternative is like, no one's going to buy a game and go into the game to watch a live stream of the game. Because if I've picked up the game and have the game launched on my PC or my console, whatever, what am I going to do? I'm going to boot up a live stream to watch someone else play it? No, that makes no fucking sense. The game is right there. I'm just going to play it.
Yeah, or like watch somebody like a video made for it, and I'm like, what? What?
No.
No.
Just make a movie at that point.
The whole point of getting content creators to play the game is so that way people look at this game and go, wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to go buy that now type thing because I think it's interesting. That's the whole idea behind it, is that if they see this person, if they see one of their favorite content creators enjoying a game, that they will be incentivized to go buy the game and try it for themselves. That's just how it's been for a very long time, it feels like.
I mean, I guess I could see the angle of, not giving these streamers, like, special treatment, like, not giving them free copies or early access or whatever, or, like, whatever other perks they typically get when it comes with, being an influencer that big, but it's like...
Okay, but also it's just like one of the main things they talked about is like, oh, all their ad revenue goes to the content creator and not the publishers themselves. And I go, so could you imagine? No
fucking shit.
Exactly. But could you imagine that in the contract that you sign that said okay, we'll give you a free copy of this. You have to play it for this long for this many hours type thing. And it's just like all of a sudden they were just like, but there's like a clause in the contract that says, oh, all your ad revenue you get during that time also goes to us. No one would ever take that then.
No.
It's
imagine if they tried like testing the water. Okay, what if we get like 30%? How about you get nothing?
How about you get nothing? Because the whole point is that you give me the games to show off, so that way way other people buy the games. It's like saying that well, let's say this for a second. Let's say that that happens or whatever. That the contract says we get all ad revenue. Well, I think that the content creator then says, oh, well, then I get 5% of all copies you sell. Then 5% of all the profits you sell. Then. Mm. They would never take that.
No.
No one would ever take that. It's the dumbest thing.
It's like, here's your contract. Okay, so we get, let's just say, like, we get 40% of your ad revenue for, like, the first 2-3 months or whatever. But, you get a copy of the game, you get to play it early, and, get whatever other perks that come with,
Yeah, you get, like, the digital deluxe edition or whatever for free.
You know what? How I would look at that as like an actual like influential content creator. Fuck it! I'll just spend $60 to get the standard edition. Keep all the
exactly. I would just go like, oh, here's the contract. All right, you guys actually want me to sign this? Yes, we think it's a good deal for both of us. And I go, yeah, you guys are all nuts.
It's a good deal for the both of us. You give me a $60 game, and you guys get how many hundreds of dollars of ad revenue that's supposed to go to my channel. Fuck off with all of that, dude.
Yeah, y'all are nuts. That's what I would respond with. Y'all are nuts if you think this is a good idea, because it ain't. Mm-hmm. It just ain't. Oh man. That was the main reason why I wanted to highlight this, because I was just like, what the flying dick is this? It's like, I'm sorry that people like want to come back home from like, a job, It's like you woke up at 7 o'clock, you get back at 4 type thing or whatever, you sit down or, whatever. You deal with family stuff or whatever type thing, and then you come back and you're just like, I don't want to fucking play video games or whatever. It's like, oh, hey, look, this person is streaming this game that I just don't have the energy for or whatever, and I enjoy this person, so it's just like, I'm gonna go watch that instead.
I mean, that's the thing too. With a lot of these content creators, a lot of times we're going for the content creators themselves, not necessarily like even the games. It's like, yeah, the game sounds interesting, but this is somebody that I like and I have fun watching.
I have interest in this game and I like this person. Oh, double whammy. Mm-hmm. It's great. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Because basically, I think what is underlying is also needs to be showing here is that when you reach a certain age or whatever, you realize that, streamers, YouTube, content creators in general just become basically like our TV, basically. It's like you see young adults not buying cable or whatever, that they're relying on, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, to, fill up their entertainment for a nighttime or whatever. They're using it as their version of TV or whatever. So it's just like, it's not surprising that more people are watching games rather than playing games, because if we look at it as if we add that to like the mass amount of people that are watching TV, like normal cable TV or whatever, it'd be way more than people playing games on average, or like the majority of time.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you just want to kick back and just fucking sit on your phone or whatever while that is happening or whatever. You just want to watch the news and fun stuff.
It's been a long day at work, and you just want to unwind by watching one of your favorite content creators.
Exactly. Just have a nice little laugh here or there.
I relate to that way too much.
Exactly. It's just like why it's like, once I was like, I don't know. It's just like I don't watch TV anymore. I assume you don't really watch TV anymore.
No, I don't own cable of any sort.
Oh, I haven't had cable in a long time. It was like the only reason I would ever have a TV and why I still like have an antenna downstairs or whatever is to watch sports. Just like, oh, Sunday I'll maybe turn on, the Packer game or whatever, but it's like I just have an antenna for that. So it's like I don't even need to pay for it. It's like if it's on Fox or CBS or something like that, then it's just like, oh, don't even need it. But like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting as well. It's just like when it comes to like sports, especially on like TV or whatever, it's like, well, I don't think they're necessarily going to cut off, TV, cold turkey or anything like that. But you see like a lot of Big Ten games when it comes to basketball or even some football games this year were on Peacock, which a lot of people got really grumpy about because it's usually old people that are just like, oh, I don't want to pay for Peacock to be able to watch the Badgers suck it up against Minnesota because they fucking suck, but or whatever. But it's like now with college basketball kind of coming back around or whatever, it's just like, oh, there's like big games happening that are on Peacock or whatever, and it's just like the Badgers faced off against Arizona the other week or whatever. I mean, that's a couple weeks ago at this point, but it's like that was a big game. It's like Arizona was top ranked or whatever. The Badgers actually looked pretty good, and they won pretty handily or whatever. Too bad nobody was able to watch it, type thing, because it's just like, oh, it's on Peacock. No one wants to buy Peacock or whatever. But it's like the idea is
sucks to suck.
I know the idea that in my mind that I thought of is just like that as sports kind of goes on and TV continues to decline, there's going to be less games shown on TV and more games shown on streaming services, whether it's like ESPN does their own like streaming thing. I mean, I know they already have ESPN Plus or something like that, but it's like more games shown on Peacock or whatever. It's like everyone I hear this all the time from my like coworkers or whatever that complain that, like, especially this week with the Packers playing on Thursday Night Football, so it's on Prime. And all of them just complain about it. I was like, I can't believe I got to subscribe to Prime so I can watch the Packers this week or whatever. It's like, why can't they just show it on national TV and stuff like that? And I always tell them this.
National TV.
And you know what's funny is I always tell them this, is that if you go to twitch.tv, you can literally watch the game for free, ad-free. And they go, Twitch TV, what's that? And I'm like, well, it's mainly for video games and stuff like that, but it's owned by Amazon, and Amazon shows the game on Twitch, like, for everyone to watch. You don't even have to make an account. You just go onto the thing, you go onto the Prime Video channel, onto Twitch, and you can watch every Thursday night game for free. You don't have to subscribe to Prime. You don't have to do anything.
I actually didn't know that. That's actually really dope.
It is a nice little thing around Prime, which, because so few people know about it, that it is a thing that they continue to do. Like, it's through Amazon. This isn't like some like person that made a Prime Video like channel and just does it himself or whatever. It's like, no, it's Amazon. And they just show the game on Twitch because they want people to go to Twitch, even if it's not necessarily for gaming or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I always just found that funny. Yeah. I tell them that every week in there. I go, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm like, I literally told you how to watch the game for free without the need of, like, going on to some sketchier sites to try and find it. And you just say, nah, I'm just not going to do it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at this point. But
no,
you do you.
Just give up and let the old people be grumpy.
Pretty much, that's what I've done. That's what I've done. It's like I literally was like I was going into lunch or whatever, and it's like lunch. There's always like 4 or 5 guys in there. They're always super fucking loud. I have to ask them. I was like, hey guys, could you just like quiet down just a little bit? Because one, the salespeople are right over there trying to make sales,
do their jobs, yeah,
and stuff like that, and no one ever shuts their door. So it's just like doors are all hanging wide open. The hallways down that way or whatever, where all the salespeople are, they're basically shouting at one another for no reason whatsoever. And they were just like complaining about it, and I'm just like, hey, you could just watch this on this or whatever type thing. And it's like, I don't know about that. And I'm just like, all right, just don't listen to me. Great, cool, whatever, fine. You do you. Pay your $15, so you can watch the Packers probably suck it up against the Lions, but who knows? But yeah, it's just like, but it's like I wouldn't be surprised that sports kind of follow suit with that. Is that you'll see more streaming things, available or whatever. Maybe that's just not so much like maybe you don't need to pay for it. Maybe like for certain games you'll need to pay for it, but there might be like a baseline free thing at some point. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like right now, it's like a majority of like the sports I watch is my parents still pay for cable, so I just log into my mom's TDS account, so I could just stream most of the games on ESPN and stuff like that.
Nice.
For free. So I'm just like, okay, I don't pay for it. Sports, am I right?
I think we have an okay chance against the Lions. Like,
yeah, I think they're fine. It's just they faced them earlier this year and they got fucking blasted by them. That's all I know.
I know, but it seemed like
they're also playing better though than right now.
I was gonna say during the who did they play on Thanksgiving? Was it the Bills?
No, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. It seems like they did decently well against the Dolphins.
Well, the Dolphins can't play in the cold. They're 1 for like 24 or something like that on the road when it's below 30-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, they just can't play in the cold because they live in Florida, and what is cold to them is like 60 degrees.
Good God.
And it's just like, but it's like 20 degrees or cold weather and stuff like that. It was so funny watching the Sunday night game against it's like the 49ers and the 49ers face.
Was it the Giants?
No. The Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
The Bills, yeah. Because it was like snowing and everything like that. And it's like the 49ers played like ass.
I mean, it looks like it. The Buffalo Bills have also just been...
I mean, yeah, the Bills are good, but like...
Yeah.
But it's just like, the 49ers are 5-7. It's like, going into that year, it's like they were picked to be one of like the top to like go back to the Super Bowl. And they're going to be lucky to even make the playoffs at this rate. And it's like, now you've lost McCaffrey again. And it's like, so your chances are getting even worse as you go along.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh. But it's like, yeah, they couldn't play in the cold either. Granted, it was like snow, but it's like, they were like slipping and falling and stuff like that. Notice how only one side of the team was doing that too? You notice how one team was prepared for the weather and one team wasn't prepared for the weather. Interesting about that, huh? Well, that's Bills. That's their home field. Of course they're going to be prepared for it. Yeah, you're right. They should be prepared for it. And guess what they were? But guess what? You're the 49ers. You should also be prepared for it. It's not like it was a secret that it was going to snow that day. It's not like, the Bills didn't let us know it was going to snow that day. How are we supposed to be prepared for that? Good God.
I don't know, man. I just don't.
That was also just something I was just like, but when the Packers faced the Lions the first time or whatever, it was like raining like crazy or whatever. Like it was like slippery. Like I remember a couple of the receivers for the Packers kept falling over or whatever, and like a couple of haywire passes and stuff like that. And I'm like, notice how this is only happening for the Packers and not for the Lions, even though they're playing in the same same conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that? Seems like one team was prepared, one team wasn't. Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always one of my favorite excuses. Well, it was like raining, it was snowing or whatever. It wasn't a fair game. I'm like, well, one team was prepared for it, one team wasn't. Sorry.
It's on them for not being prepared. Sucks
Sorry.
to fucking suck. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about that I forgot we never got the chance to talk about it last week.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
Elon Musk is fucking terrible. He's just the worst on the... Can someone just run him over with a car or something?
with specifically the Cybertruck as well. It can't just be any car. It has to be the stupid ass Cybertruck. Also, for the Cybertruck to also brake while trying to run him over. That'd be great.
I don't know. Just toss him off a building. Somebody do something, because I am so fucking sick of this guy. Like,
you and I heard about a majority of the rest of the internet.
Yeah. You heard about how he's making his own video game company now, right?
Oh, yeah.
To make video gaming great again.
Yeah.
My fucking god, dude. The big issue, like, I legit do not care about Elon Musk. If he was, putting more jobs out there, making more people employed, especially in the games industry right now, all for it. He's using all AI to make a video game.
Yep.
That is the fucking thing that bothers me. It's like, well, yeah, like, I want to see, like, prove that I can do it. It's like, okay, but what's the benefit to that? It's like you're gonna see how many other studios are going to see that if the game comes out, a game comes out under him and it functions. You know how many other studios are gonna come to him being like, okay, where can we cut corners even further?
Oh, absolutely.
You have any idea how outside of just the sheer number of people that have already been laid off for shitty reasons in this goddamn industry, Elon Musk wants to come out and fucking make it worse? Fuck that guy. I'm so sick of that dude.
But he already ruined Twitter, and that wasn't enough for him. All right, cool.
And now he's being employed by the government to cut like more than half of like federal jobs in the federal workforce. And now he wants to do the same to the games industry. It's like, what is this dude's fucking issue? I hate this so much. And the absolute brain dead people that are defending him right now too. There was this guy on Twitter being like, I don't care if this puts game developers out of work because game devs aren't talented nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I am so...
Yeah, I've heard that before, and it's just like that. No, you're just an ass. It's like, oh, I'm sorry that every game you consider is woke, all because it has a female protagonist or just like a female character of power or has a black person in it or whatever. It's woke in your mind, but I'm like, no, it's...
Have you heard they've started calling Stellar Blade of all things woke? That game that they've been championing for a long time? That's apparently now woke?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What are these people fucking basing these... I don't...
No, I think everyone's just lost their damn mind, and it's just like we're just watching this slow decline of humanity, and it's one entertaining and disgusting, and just like, well, I don't know how it can get any worse, and then somehow it does.
I mean, I just don't even understand the grift anymore. It's like, where's any of this coming from?
That's the beautiful thing about it. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, check out the Go on Steam right now and look at the fucking user tags for Avowed. It's like LGBTQ, politics, political, psychological horror. Why? Why is it that way for any of this? That is the worst way to describe this game ever. It's a fantasy open world RPG. What is political?
I don't know anymore, man.
One of the few screenshots is a mushroom person.
It really is. Like, it's crazy to me to think like just how fucking insane it's gotten. Considering like if this game had come out like 10 years ago, everyone would have been just like, oh yeah, this game looks so fucking cool, so hype, and everything like that. Like it should be, but like,
I mean, most rational people are thinking that
I know,
way.
but I'm saying like in general, the general vibe around it, like there wouldn't be anything like this around it or whatever, but just like it would be like one of the most like it'd be like a Skyrim level, like, oh man, this looks so fucking cool and everything like that. Like I'm so excited for it. Whereas now it's just like, oh, I don't want that woke game ass little piece of shit. Like talk about having pronouns, oh jeez, oh god.
It's a bunch of like overly masculine incels with their little fucking Porky Pig cock and their
micro penises.
Sticking around in their in the basement complaining about wokeness. It's just such. I don't.
I want to go back to the gaming of 1990 when everything wasn't woke, and I'm like, do you want it? You want to run that by me again? Because if I look back to the 1990s and I look at most of the other games that I, enjoyed playing back then, I guarantee if I showed them to you today and you had no concept of what they were, you'd still call them woke. So,
like freaking literally all of them, dude.
Literally 99.9% of all games, probably.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I would say that you probably wouldn't call woke is, like, Big Game Hunter.
Wait. Can you play as a female in that game?
Ooh, wait. You know what? You bring up a good point.
This sets out the wrong message because
women can't hunt or whatever. That's for men. And don't even get me started on they them because they don't even exist.
You say all these things like it's a joke.
I really wish this was a joke. I really wish everything I just said was a joke, but it's not.
These guys have to say stuff like this because they're pumping out like 3-4 YouTube videos a day. It's so sad because this is all they do and all they think about. They're continuously complaining about like Disney Plus shows, Star Wars, movies, video games, all of the above, and they don't engage with literally any of it.
No, because they would rather spread hate rather than doing anything else.
Well, they're just stupid that do. They're just.
Well, they're stupid
annoying
douchebags that spread hate, basically, and that's just what it is.
Because they know they can get ad revenue from it, I guess.
Who knows?
I mean, it's crazy too because you look at their channels and it's like, well, they're uploading this many videos because they need the spam because they all get so low view counts.
Yeah. Because, when before the internet, all it was just yelling into a void, and, yelling into a void was never a bad thing because no one ever heard you, so you could just be dumb off in the corner where nobody else would give a fuck about you. But then the internet decided to come about, and they realized, oh, I can know how to make YouTube videos. I watched this one guy do it about 1,000 times over, so I'm just going to copy him in every way, shape, or form and everything like that, and I'll get tons of YouTube videos. Or views, or whatever. Why am I not getting a ton of YouTube videos? Well, I guess I'm just not uploading enough, or whatever. And he's like, so let me just upload like 4 or 5, different ones that are all say the same thing, and it'll work out.
You would think at some point they would come to the conclusion that no, this isn't fucking working. It's like, how long has the quartering been around? He still uploads like 3 times a day, dude.
Alex, I think you're forgetting something. That to understand that something's wrong, you have to actually have a brain.
I mean, yeah, he's a brainless piss baby who pissed himself in his basement because his wife locked him down there while she went out to get pizza.
And never came back.
No. Dude, that's the funniest fucking thing. I remember he live streamed that too, and he just started crying because he pissed himself in his basement. He was like, well, I can't leave. My wife locked me down here. She's out getting Little Caesars.
Yep.
These sad, pathetic excuses for men. I hate them all so much.
There's just like
stop. Yeah, no. We did this last week. I apologize for dredging it up again.
I don't know. It's fine. But it's just like, man, I don't. The internet is a blessing and a curse all in one.
It's just the Elon Musk thing that got to me. It's like, yeah, I know exactly what this industry needs out of all things. It's even less people working in it.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's the issue.
But we also want people to continue, like, spending money or whatever, buying the shit or whatever, even though they have no money to do so.
This is why people are buying more indie games.
Trickle-down economics. Because
actual people make them.
Trickle-down economics. We need them. We need them now. So that way we can continue to stop the flow of money, and then just go, oh, all you fuckers can just go off and die. And they go, great, that's great.
Dude, I hope Balatro wins Game of the Year now. That'd be so fucking funny.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah. Can we just have one year where basically every AAA company gets pegged by the indie industry?
No, what we need to do is we just need to have, all right, if you spent this much amount of money on like the making of your game, you are instantly disqualified.
Sure. I'm actually all for that. Why the hell not?
If you spent like, I don't even know where the level would be, but like it's just like if you spend like X amount of money or whatever, you're automatically disqualified from Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Do less with more. Do more with less. There, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. I was like, I had to register that in my head.
I was a little confused.
I was like, huh? Wait, I did that backwards. Look, talking is hard. We've been at it for almost an hour. We've been at it for over an hour. I'm at loopy brain at this point. It doesn't matter.
Do less with more.
Yeah, do less with more, baby.
So, you heard that? You heard it here, AAA game devs.
Do less with more.
Spend more money and
spend more money. That's already just AAA games. That's just AAA games in general. Actually, what are we talking about? They're already doing that. They're already spending more and doing less with it. So clearly, it's already working.
So fucking sad. I'd laugh more if it didn't make me want to cry.
Oh yeah. While we're at it, might as well tell the movie industry to do the same thing. It's like, oh, keep spending these like $200 million or whatever on these really shit ass movies.
Dude, I feel like I want to say that Disney's going to learn a lesson by having Lion King lose to Sonic the Hedgehog, but the fact that Moana 2 is making like crazy amounts of money despite it being
that came out. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's doing really well in theaters, and I'm just going to put it out there. It's trash. It is absolutely god-awful terrible. It's one of the worst animated movies Disney's ever put out. The problem with it is it's not, like, bad. It's like, if you watch it, it's like, okay, well, I don't see anything, like, necessarily wrong with it. It's just boring. You can very...
happens.
Basically... So you know what happened with that series is that it was originally going to be a Disney Plus series. They did just kind of Frankenstein into a movie at some point. It very much feels like that. They decided to rip off the Suicide Squad of all things in the very end.
It all comes back to the Suicide Squad. I knew it. I knew in the end it would come back to the Suicide Squad.
It's whatever. They introduce a bunch of new characters, give them all one-note personalities that they express nothing but that one personality trait throughout the entire movie. They introduce them all in a montage right in the very beginning. It's like, okay, clearly this was supposed to be the pilot. This was going to be episode 1. This is what's going to happen in episode 2. Because just everything is also just worse. The animation looks worse. The effects of the water look so much worse. All the music is worse. It's just an all-around really, really bad movie. It feels like their old direct-to-DVD sequels. And it's making absurd amounts of money.
Lovely.
So, here's what I'm thinking. Either Disney sees that and they think, oh, we can just get away without putting out trash. People will go and see it anyways. Then Mufasa's going to come out and it's going to tank because it's coming out like the same day as Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think a week later, like Nosferatu is coming into theaters. It's like that's no one's going to want to go see the fucking Lion King.
It's true.
That thing is deader than dead. That is going to lose them so much money.
Maybe they'll get off the CGI kick then.
Maybe.
Doubtful, but maybe.
If they're gonna make animated movies, can they make good ones? You guys, just shut down the Disney portion and let Pixar do all the work. God damn it.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just like Pixar, like just divert more assets to Pixar or whatever, and just have them do all the animated stuff because it's always better.
Yeah.
no, we can make movies ourselves. It's not just Pixar. And I'm going like, please, for the love of God, please just let Pixar handle it.
But they all suck. Like, what movies did Disney make before Moana 2? I'm wondering. I'm just curious now.
Inside Out 2, probably? Or no, that was
Pixar.
That was Pixar still. God damn. Frozen 2?
That movie was garbo. I thought that movie was terrible too. I wasn't a fan of that at all.
I don't know. I haven't seen either of them.
Oh, they made Wish and Ryan the Last Dragon.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like their last like actually decent movie that made money was Encanto, a movie that came out over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Just let Pixar make your movies. You know, just let them do that.
Just please. Just maybe.
They do a better job than you guys do. Everyone knows it.
Yeah,
Man.
we all know it, but they won't admit it. But we all know it.
Dude, I'm really excited for Sonic the Hedgehog, though. That movie looks fucking fire.
I was like, when I saw the fucking trailer, when it's like Jim Carrey literally talking to older Jim Carrey, I'm just like, this is so fucking funny. You can tell like the people who like were writing this or making this is like they understood the assignment all too well.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking balls that they have to give... like, I knew they were going to put the Shadow in the movie. They gave him a gun, and that makes me
perfect.
so happy. And the motorcycle...
Oh, couldn't have asked for anything more. It's like... Dude, it's like that... Like, I think of when studios look at it, it's just like, well, why is Sonic always so much better than... all these other like video game movies that also come out at the time. It's like because they're not fun. Like they're not like. It's like I compare it to like Borderlands. Like what did Borderlands do wrong? Well, Borderlands did a lot wrong, but it's like it's just like. But like they realize it's like, oh well, we need to tell a story that is not only fun but like is also faithful to what it is. Basically, it's like Sonic is what it is, and it doesn't really like do anything crazy or anything like that. It doesn't go try and make its new thing or whatever. It's still like pretty much like what you'd expect from a Sonic film, but like just with more wacky antics and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just take somebody that really likes Sonic the Hedgehog, say do whatever you want to do. Just have fun with it. And that's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Dude, I want them to make Sonic movies forever. I want Sonic 4 to have the Werehog. Okay? People have been shitting on my boy the Werehog for too long now. Let's bring him in. Let's have a Werehog.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it.
Why the hell not,
Why
dude?
the hell not?
Dude, legit, who do you think they bring in if they do make Sonic the Hedgehog 4? Do they bring in, like, Amy at that point, or...
Who knows, man?
Do they all make all the furries happy and bring in Rouge the Bat?
Yeah, that's where you start to get wonder. It's like, do we let them have anything at this point, or do we just say,
dude,
fuck you?
Silver the Hedgehog?
Just do Sonic 06.
Dude, unironically, that'd be so fucking funny. Oh, I want that.
Look, there's just some franchises that, like, you sit here going just like that when they understood the like what they were doing so
the
well.
Assignment, yep.
Yeah, it's just like I don't really care for the franchise, but Deadpool is one that people always tell me is like really on brand for what the Deadpool character. And it's like Wolverine and Deadpool was super good because it was just funny and fun, and also just played to the character or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like yeah. It's like they understood the assignment and they did it well or whatever. And it's like I went down such a fucking rabbit hole on like Saturday or something like that of just like why dancing in or like they were talking mainly like the fucking like She-Hulk stuff where she like started twerking or whatever, and it's like why was this considered bad, but like the Ryan Reynolds like Deadpool from like or whatever. Like when he dances or whatever, it's fine. It's not, and it's like, well, one because he's a dude, but
that's on brand for it for Deadpool. It's not for She-Hulk.
That was the exact like main thing that he started out with. It's like one is on brand, the other one is not so much. So it's like clearly you can tell like this was just shoehorned in to appeal to a younger audience, whereas Deadpool's was more of just like, no, that's what you would expect. You would expect him to just do crazy off the wall type shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's why it made sense, and everyone laughed in Deadpool, and then where everyone just said, "Oh my god, this is the cringiest thing for She-Hulk." I think that's fair. That's fair assessment. Understand the assignment though. It's like as much as I wanted Borderlands to actually be good, they did not understand the assignment whatsoever. They just tried to make it a big cash grab, and that's what it was. But it wasn't even a good one because no one actually watched it.
To this day, that's still most video game movies, and it's so sad.
I know.
It's like you guys could be making.
You could be making your own cinematic universes, but instead you just wanted to make it. You wanted to make it like a fucking cash grab, and it's just like, man, it's like could have done the character so well.
I mean, like everything else, they all want to be a cinematic universe. To this day, everyone wants to be the next MCU. The problem is that everyone is trying to brute force it, being like, "This is going to be a cinematic universe, and you guys will like it."
They want to brute force it, and they also don't want to take. They don't want to take more than one movie to do it. Because it's like movies are expensive and stuff like that, and so we just got to do it all in one. And I go, no.
You have to build on it organically, yeah.
It's like, please don't think that you need to do it all at once, because you don't. And if you do, it's just gonna ruin it. All right, well, what do you think? Should call it there?
I was about to say, yeah.
'Cause I ain't got anything else. So, thank y'all so much for listening to ramblings of us. But that's not the name of the podcast. The name of the podcast, It Never Ends, and that's it. So be sure to follow the links down below and podcasts, leave comment, tell people all that good stuff, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.